The day she looked into my eyes and said those words, I felt something inside me break. I don't date broke boys, level up or I'm gone. Her voice echoed in my head, louder than any thunderstorm, sharper than any knife. We had been together for almost 3 years, and I believed our love could stand through anything. But the truth was, standing right in front of me, love alone wasn't enough for her. It all started when I lost my job. One simple meeting, one closed office door, and suddenly everything I thought was secure came crashing down. I had been working at that company for almost 5 years. I gave it my all, late nights, early mornings, endless sacrifices. Yet when the company hit financial troubles, my name was just another one on the list. We're sorry, we have to let you go. That was it. My world changed in seconds. At first, I thought it wouldn't matter. I told myself she'd understand. She always said she loved me for who I was, not for what I had. And when I told her, she hugged me, whispered, "We'll get through this." For a moment, I believed her. But as days turned into weeks, the air between us grew heavier. My savings slowly disappeared. My confidence sank, and she started looking at me differently. The laughter that once filled our small apartment was gone. Instead, her sighs filled the silence. I'd catch her scrolling through her phone, staring at pictures of her friends living big lives, vacations, fancy dinners, gifts, luxury, and I saw it in her eyes. She wanted that too. One evening, I surprised her with a home-cooked meal. It wasn't much pasta with cheap wine. I tried to make it special, with candles and soft music. She smiled, but it wasn't the same smile I used to know. Halfway through dinner, she set down her fork and looked straight at me. "Listen," she said softly but firmly, "I can't keep living like this. I want more. I deserve more." Her words hit me harder than the layoff notice. "What do you mean?" I asked, even though I already knew. She leaned back, crossed her arms, and said it without hesitation. "I don't date broke boys. You need to level up, or I'm gone." For a moment, I couldn't breathe. The girl who once held my hand through storms, the girl who once promised me forever, was telling me I wasn't enough. Not because I didn't love her, not because I didn't treat her right, but because I didn't have money in my pocket. That night, after she went to bed, I sat alone, staring at the walls. My mind replayed every memory of our first date, our late-night talks, the way she used to look at me like I was her whole world. And now, all of that was reduced to a single condition: level up or lose me. I didn't sleep. I couldn't. By morning, I made a decision. If she wanted me to level up, I'd do it, but not just for her. I'd do it for myself, because the truth was, I had been lost. I had given too much of my worth to that job, too much of my identity to a paycheck. Losing it made me feel worthless, but maybe it was a chance to rebuild. The next few months were the hardest of my life. I took any job I could find: bartending, delivery, late-night shifts at a warehouse. I was exhausted, but I refused to quit. Every dollar I saved, every hour I worked, I told myself this was more than money. This was my comeback. But things with her didn't get better. The more I worked, the more distant she became. She complained I didn't spend enough time with her. She said I was too tired, too stressed, too busy. And yet, wasn't this what she wanted? Wasn't I doing exactly what she asked? Level up. One night, I came home from work past midnight. I was sweaty, drained, but carrying a small box with a necklace I had saved up for. I thought maybe it would make her smile again. Maybe remind her that even in my struggle, she was still my priority. But when I opened the door, I froze. She wasn't alone. There, sitting on our couch, was another man, dressed sharp, with a smirk on his face, holding her hand like it belonged to him. My heart stopped. "What's going on here?" I asked, my voice shaking. She didn't even flinch. She just looked at me, almost coldly, and said, "I told you, I can't keep waiting. He can give me the life I want. You can't." The necklace slipped from my hands, crashing to the floor. I stared at her, the woman I had given my heart to, and realized I had already lost her long before that night. I didn't fight. I didn't beg. I simply walked away, because sometimes the most painful strength is in letting go. Days turned into weeks. The pain was unbearable, but I kept moving. I poured myself into work, into learning new skills, into building something of my own. I refused to let her betrayal define me, and slowly, things began to change. Opportunities came, doors opened, and piece by piece, I rebuilt my life. Months later, I saw her again by accident. She was standing outside a cafe, alone, looking tired, not as radiant as I remembered. She spotted me too. For a second, I saw regret in her eyes. She even called my name, like she wanted to explain. maybe even come back, but I just smiled politely, nodded, and kept walking, because I had finally learned my worth was never tied to her love or her conditions. My value wasn't measured by money in my pocket. I was enough, and the truth is, sometimes losing someone you thought you couldn't live without is exactly what saves you. So when she told me, "I don't date broke boys, level up or I'm gone," I thought I was losing everything. But in reality, I was being freed to find myself, to build a future that no one could ever take away. And now, I'm not just leveled up, I'm alive, stronger, and finally, at peace. Stay tuned for more stories filled with love, heartbreak, and lessons of life.